Billie Jean is marketing,
It's cracking,
son.
man.
What's going on? How you doing?
First of all, let me tell everybody here, I've been waiting for this one. As was a legend, and I was just telling him off camera, I want to give you a shout out and proper credit. 5 years ago when I was just coming to the game, I think the first digital marketing event I've ever been to, this guy. So if you look at this interview and you're like, hey, all this overnight success, am I allowed to curse on this?
Curse, yeah.
Overnight, man, so thank you for having me. I appreciate it, dude. It's been a pleasure to just watch your rise to dominate. Like every single person who mentions Zcom, I see them mention Ezra, maybe first and last. I don't really hear any other names, just that. So I respect that.
I'm a big fan of specializing.
Yep.
I think you gotta go deep rather than wide.
Yep.
And then once you're deep, you can start to go wide. You know, and it's funny you mentioned overnight success because I pay attention to the game. I'm watching people, I'm paying attention, I'm seeing who's doing what, just because I feel like it makes me more well-rounded. It's smart to have attention on what's going on. And I cannot tell you how many people, because then people come to me and they're like, who's this person? What's going on here?
Right.
Who is Billie Jean? What is this guy doing? Where did he come
it's really
from?
like this. Yo, who's that black guy? That's always talking on the videos.
Thank God. Listen, we need more diversity in this industry.
Hey, we'll take it.
You know?
Yeah.
So, I mean, really, what is the story here, man? Where did you come from? And I want to point out one thing that you do after you answer that I think is really compelling and successful. But
okay, cool.
What's the story?
I'll give the long story short. So I was at an online education school and I was cold calling. So my job was sales. I was making like 600 cold calls a day, and my job was just this. Bro, it was the worst job that you could ever imagine. And I just had a failed mobile oil change company, so I was only there because I needed cash, so like everything was bad about it. But anyways, we're selling this online courses, and this is like when online courses aren't what they are today. It was online degrees like University of Phoenix. Everybody knows that one. That's all that stuff. And so, but what I saw them delivering their courses on was nothing more than a website and like a Word, like a PDF.
Sure.
I was like, there's no tech here. You're just, no, it was beyond, I couldn't believe it. So I found out the CEO of the company made
Selling wolf tickets.
Bro, I found out the CEO of the company made $25 million in a year. Basically getting money from the government because they call people and say, you should go back to school, just call this number, go get a loan, then give us the money. It was just fucked up. And I was just like, I quit, I'm out. And then it was like the next day I quit. And I said, I got to figure out this online education stuff, but I didn't want to teach anything like a degree. I just wanted to do like cooking classes or something because I saw that's where everything was going. And so I ended up licensing this quit smoking program from this company, and we started selling online classes to help people quit smoking. And
like
by doing
digitally delivered content.
Exactly. And it was before its time. Sure. But by doing that, I realized how hard it is to sell something. Yeah. And in business school at the University of San Diego, they don't teach you how to sell or to get customers. So I try everything that I saw at the other company. Like I tried to hire a call center. They sucked at it. I did everything. And I stumbled across this thing called Facebook ads. And at the time, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, so I found out, and it changed my life because I was living at my mom's house at the time, and I stopped working at the job. I was trying to figure this shit out.
Started from the bottom.
It's real. I genuinely was broke as fuck. I didn't have anything. Mom was cooking dinners every night, so that was a plus. I wasn't mad at my situation. Sure. But long story short, I ran an ad. I made $5 in a day, but it happened while I'm sleeping. It triggered me. I got obsessed with Facebook ads, got really good at it. I started just calling people and being like, yo, let me do this Facebook stuff for you. Got some people to say yes. They gave me money. And then what changed for me is I said, I need more clients. How do I get them? And I saw all these boring ass ads for marketers. Like marketers always can do marketing for other people, but they can't market themselves. Like this is the stupidest shit I've ever seen. So I remember I did one e-com thing and we were using like Magento at the time. Shopify was just coming up. It wasn't that hot.
Magento was hot for a while.
Yeah, it was the thing. And so I was selling wetsuits. And I sold $150,000 worth of wetsuits in 1 month on like a $5,500 budget. And I was like, I did, and I knew what I was doing. So I got a tripod from Amazon. I got like a little box lights. I got a green screen, $100 setup. Put it upstairs. I went on camera and I said, what's up, my name is Billie Jean. And I just ran this campaign where we sold blah, 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 blah. If you want to see the details and how I did it, click here. Brought him to a video sales letter that showed exactly how I got it done. And at the bottom of it, I just said, hey, if you want me to do this for you, call me. I went from no money to $10,000 the next day.
Wow.
And I said, oh my God!
I found it.
Yeah, I'm in. And it was it, dude. Like I made money. And then
a couple things. I'm gonna interrupt you for a second. I just want to point out one thing that I think you do really well, that I think you understand. And our business that we're both in is engaging with other business owners, supporting them in education for their marketing, all that.
100%.
Is every business on some level comes down to entertainment and engagement. right? So one of the things that the reason people are like, where'd Billie Jean come from? You have very entertaining content. You're a Bond villain. You're dancing in a top hat. But there's substance. There's a quality product underneath it, right? You have the quality product, but then on top of the quality product, you layer on content that is compelling. If you take the e-commerce example, I have very quality cosmetic products, and on top of that, I layer on story-based content that relates to someone's experience, that entertains them, that adds value to their life, but then leads back to my product. And I think one of the other things that you do really well, one of the reasons why you have, like we're walking through this event, people are like, oh man, what's up, how you doing, stopping you. One of the things that your content does that I've noticed is you're coming out and there's a kind of bravado, there's a kind of confidence, there's a kind of like, I'm the man.
Some people think it arrogance.
But it's a polarizing, it's deliberate, it's a showman, it's very smart, but it's polarizing. It's taking a stance and saying, this is how it is, this is what you need to do, I'm out here doing it. Like, it's gonna attract followers. Where it came from? It's smart.
So one, thank you for the kind words, I appreciate that, especially coming from the man. But I'll tell you this, it came from because when I first started doing the Facebook ad thing and I realized people would pay me to do it, I was this 24-year-old black kid who fucking cursed. You see my personality, it's exactly like it is in person. Like I was loud, I said whatever's on my mind.
I just want to point out that like you keep saying black person and like people might be watching this thinking, oh, that doesn't exist in the industry. No.
Well, that's what I'm dude, and this is what I'm trying to get to people. So 6 years ago, there was a lot of truth in it, but then there was also a lot of limiting beliefs. Okay, so it's okay to acknowledge the truth, but not if it paralyzes you. So I'm still understanding where I'm at, but the reason why I'm bringing it up in this particular case is because my ideal client was a 50-year-old white guy who did graduate from college. I didn't finish. And so, limiting beliefs, right? I didn't graduate college. I was too young. I cursed. I was unprofessional. Like, I didn't look like them. And so, the only thing that changed my perspective is I was so fucking good at what I did, they couldn't deny me. Yes. So, I made it a point to get so fucking obsessed with Facebook that when I called someone, and again, I'm on the phone, so they don't know what I am, Yeah. So, and I show them a demonstration, you know what I mean? Once I showed them the results, I was fucking closing. Yeah. And that's when I realized, if you can get results, black, white, fucking purple, yellow, green, fuck that shit. In business, people care about green more than they care about fucking brown or whatever it is. And so I got all this limiting belief because I started not just winning their business, but becoming friends. Yeah. Right? And I always had a balanced background because obviously family, black, but grew up in private Catholic schools. So I'm just very comfortable navigating around all different types of people. Sure. So anyways, that's why I started doing the videos, is because I wanted to show them so much proof and I wanted to show them who I am. And so I just thought I had more to do than the next guy. So I just was over delivering.
Confidence and belief in your value is compelling. This is my point. Most people do not have that level of confidence. I'm going to get out on video. I'm going to dance. I'm going to show you how good I am at this. And I think if we just take this, because my audience is e-commerce, if we take this example of someone in the information publishing, digital education, coaching, consulting, course, services world, and we look at what, like we draw a parallel to e-commerce. Your product is awesome. You are very good at what you do. You wouldn't have as many clients as you did. You wouldn't have the case studies as you do, whatever, right? So you have the good quality product. But then you have the story, the entertainment, the consistent value-add content that's not always just selling. It is the same business model. It's done in a different industry. It's done with different style of content. But ultimately, you are running the same business that I'm running for Boom.
Dude, you know what I mean? It's the same. Boring doesn't sell. People think entertaining is optional. People think video is optional. Those guys are going to be fucking out of business in less than 3 years. Even your space, you see it in e-com, you're going to see a huge shift in people, the way they're selling their products. All the biggest physical products that just fucking go boom are videos. A lot of them are videos. Like the Dollar Shave Club, that wasn't a product, that was a fucking video sales letter. You know what I mean? And so I just think so many people are sleeping on the fact that they think I'm entertaining just because I like to do it, which I do, and I'm passionate about creating videos and writing stories and stuff, but I do it because it fucking makes us money.
Yeah, and then the people who watch 95% of that video, hey man, I'm going to hit you up.
Over. And so a lot of people don't realize too is, I'll shoot all kinds of different videos, right? I'll do really high productions, like a Wolf of Paid Advertising, all this crazy shit. But then we'll also do like basic videos where I hold a cell phone or a camera follows me through the office. I'm like, watch this training. I want to give everyone a tip. Almost every single one of our campaigns that's more basic has a lower cost per lead than are high production. Not all the time, but a decent amount of the time. So people say, well, why even do the high production? Because you fucking remember me. And when I have a session at Traffic and Conversion Summit and they give me the room for 600 people, they close the doors and they lock that shit because nobody can get in because there's only fucking standing room only and people are against the walls. They slept on Billie Jean because while everybody else was advertising, they weren't being remembered. Sure. So when people see the lineup, oh, this guy's coming here, fucking swarm. When we walk around here, people fucking singing our songs and shit.
So this is something I think we should talk about as it relates to. So my viewpoint is that what a business is a group of people who are having a collective experience, who are engaging with your brand through content, right? So like in my case, women over 50 who are having the experience of aging, and everyone's telling them that that's bad, and we're producing content that is offering a different point of view, right? Here we have a group of people who are all business owners trying to grow their business, and that's the specific experience that they're having. And a brand, Billie Jean as a brand, right, is engaging with that group of people across multiple communication mediums, Facebook video ads, email, messenger, whatever it is, and the way you're engaging with them is through content. Right. So if you subscribe to the viewpoint that all your business is the group of people having an experience who you're engaging with via content, you start to look at like, how do you do that effectively? Well, one of the things that you do is you have recurring themes, recurring stories, remembering like little bits. Like for example, we do this 5 makeup tips for older women. Yeah. Every woman in our community knows those tips by heart. She's read them several times.
It's like
she
a
knows,
creed.
it's like this is what we stand for. You're the paid advertiser. Your stories that make people feel. Yes. They remember that, and then they repeat that back to you, and that is like, that is good marketing. Right? Like there's, it's why jingles are so effective. When I hear...
That's why we did that song. It was a test against so we did this, we really wanted to brand like a domain and kind of own a domain. We're like freecreditreport.com, tell your friends and your mom. Like everyone knows that song. Or
I
Nation.
Can do everything you can do
better. Yeah, Nationwide is on your site. And I was like, what the? And the reason why I did it, because we advertised on JLD's podcast, Entrepreneur on Fire 2. Shout out to this one. Literally...
he's coming in here.
There you go. And so literally he's like, do you want to do something different this time? I'm like, yeah, man, I want to do a jingle. And then that jingle turned into a video because I literally went to the movies and saw The Greatest Showman. So I was like, this shit. Like, let's do a song, let's do a dance, and let's do something catchy and see if people remember. And all it did is say BillieFixMyAds.com, and it led to a webinar registration that was on autopilot. I was like, let's try it. And it works.
Point out 2 things. First of all, little known story. The same time I started Smart Marketer, I started Smart Jingle.
Wait,
I started Smart. I had a jingle business making jingles in New York City.
No way.
Didn't go as well as Smart Marketer, so I kind of let that one go. Second thing, two points I want to make.
You do music?
I had someone who did music. I like to think I know a little bit, but I don't.
Right.
I don't really.
Okay, I get you.
Anyways,
probably about as much as I do.
Yeah, I'm all right. But so 2 things. Number 1 is one of the points that I want to remind folks of is that all of this bravado and content and story and engagement is coming from a place of desire to help that group of people. You believe in your soul that you have value to add, and so you're doing what it takes to get people's attention and show them that. And I want to point that out because that is part of what I think people miss when there's a lot of people like you come out, you're super confident, you got all these videos and whatnot. I do think that there's some racism. I do think that you being black is a factor. I just think that I think racism exists.
It's helped me too in some cases.
I do, but I also want to acknowledge that. I think that is true. But I also want to remind folks that ultimately what this is coming from is a desire to help. Second thing I want to point out, I mean, I'm sure you agree with that, but that's been my experience of like my own content. Sure. You're not in this industry unless you wouldn't have a following unless that's really where you're coming from. Second thing, what you just said about that campaign of short form video, short form entertaining video leading to long form content that goes deeper into sort of an explanation of how you can deliver value.
Entertain, educate, execute. So that was step 1.
That
step 1 is the short
model,
form. Yeah.
So you can explain that model, but that model works across industry, works across market.
It's business. Yeah. What you realize is you grow in business is business. No matter, and I think that's your point, is like no matter how I dress it up, it's the same shit. You know what I mean? Like the reason why I create these videos, or even sometimes people may like, why are you showing yourself by a Bentley? Because unfortunately, you think that makes you happy. When you're broke, you believe that having a fucking fancy car will make you happy. So as a marketer, a smart marketer, or a genius marketer, you have to fucking meet the customer where they're at. Okay, motherfucker, you think a Bentley is cool? Here, I'm gonna go buy a Bentley so you pay attention, entertain. Now I got your attention. I'm going to tell you, shut the fuck up. You're an idiot for thinking that really is it. Educate. So I always say with people with me is they see me, they don't know how to feel about me. But I bring the number one emotion, which is curiosity. They want to know just enough to give me their name, email, and phone number. And then once I got you and I bring you into, I'm going to beat everybody because I know so much about this shit that I'm just going to crush them.
So what I call this is the chocolate covered carrot. So my wife hates this analogy, but I have not figured out a better analogy for it, which is I do the same thing.
My wife hates it.
She does. She does not like this analogy. She wants me to come up with something better, but it's all I got. So let me explain it to you. I do the same thing. I get people's attention with, I'm going to help you make more money. That is the chocolate. Then I start feeding them the carrots, the vegetables, which is
here's the shit you really need.
Yeah, integrity, communication, value, like the stuff that relationship, stuff that ultimately leads to you will make more money, but like it's not like, so I have this pizzazz of like, hey, look at all this stuff that helps you grow your business, and it's like, yes, here that is, and all these other things that actually make it holistic.
I will use your example in my teachings of a chocolate covered carrot. I'll make it. I'll help you make it a thing, so your wife can't say anything. I'm gonna back you up on it.
It's yours now. You got that one. I'm not.
I don't want to. I'll share it. I can't pass it to me, but I'll share it with you.
Sure. Thanks for coming on the show, man.
Dude, I appreciate you, man. It's been real. Cheers to him. The legend, the guy, the real deal.
Thank you.